Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the fisticuffs to come out as we do another edition of The Great Debate. And we're going to tread into my favorite area of interest, of topic. We're talking sports today. I want to know, what is the best sport for watching it on TV versus is there a difference watching something live, being there in person? So give me your take on that. I'm going to give you mine.
I think there's definitely a difference in watching certain sports on TV versus in person. And I think my favorite to watch on television, it's got to be football. I mean, I think so much of the fandom of football, what brings people together to watch those teams play, is the food, the drink, the social aspect of watching a football game in your home, as opposed to when you go to a game. I actually find that I'm far more invested when I've been to a game where I'm like, oh, well, it's a lot harder to see what's going on the field without all the colors and circles. I'm like, oh, wow, I was not as good at watching this as I thought I was. As opposed to in the living room with everybody. There's something that really connects everyone together, I think, when you're watching a football game.
Well, let me add on to this because football is my answer as well, but for different reasons.
Okay.
I think football is just the most made for TV sport because there's a quick play, then there's a pause.
Yeah.
Everybody can kind of reset. You can look back again once it's time for the play to go on. Then there's a pause. So it's set up extremely well for TV. And then on top of it, what you mentioned, when you're there in person, harder to tell where the first down marker is, harder to see some of that stuff on TV because of the graphics package. I think it is elevated. I think it makes a big difference. So I think it's not just the communal part of being with your friends on the couch or, whatever you're doing, you're having people over. I think it is actually specifically the way the game plays that is built to a TV audience.
No, I think you're 100% right on that. And as for my favorite to watch in person, though, which is actually also my least favorite to watch on TV, probably baseball. I think it's really fun to go to a baseball game because you can sort of casually tune in, tune out. There's a lot of times where not a whole lot's happening on the field. There's a lot of good snackage happening. There's a lot of good trash talk happening at a baseball game. But on the couch, I couldn't care less. It's so hard to watch on a screen for me.
Yeah, because you're not out in the elements. You're not taking part. It can be very long, though that's improved a little bit with the pitch clock.
True.
Mine in person, I think the biggest difference from TV to in person is actually hockey. Ooh. I think hockey is one of the great in-person sporting events you can see because it's so fast. You're in the arena. You can feel the cold coming off the rink. You can hear the hits better. It just, the way that you feel in a hockey rink versus watching it on TV, I don't think is nearly as entertaining as it is to be in that building.
I think all of that. I never really thought about the made-for-TV sporting event, but I think that's a huge. I mean, obviously now that makes a lot more sense now that you brought it up. But yeah, now I also realize how many types of sporting events I've never attended in person. I've never been to a hockey game. I don't think I've ever seen a professional basketball game.
Oh, you got to go. Basketball is pretty great in person. I think that's the one where you, especially if you get even remotely near the court, where you're like, oh my God, these guys are huge.
Right.
They're superhumans. Where are we?
Right.
It's a 7-footer running like a gazelle and jumping over somebody.
Yeah, so I guess I gotta do a little better. Maybe we'll check back in for the new year and our resolutions. Maybe mine will be to attend some more sporting events in person. So good, great debate. We always like to hear from you too.
Yeah.
You can chime in on our socials. You can email us, team@coastlife.com. Keep that conversation going while we take a quick break, but there's more Coast Life coming your way.